Well, Australians are being reminded today to check on family, friends and colleagues and ask, are you okay? Joining me now is television presenter and Are You OK? Ambassador Barry Dubois. Barry, good morning to you. Thanks very much for joining us today. We had Phil Waugh on the program a little bit earlier. He's an ambassador for Are You OK Day as well. It's an important cause in it, but can you explain to me why you decided to get involved?
Well, for me, Peter, Laura, it was a very personal thing. Back in 2000, around the turn of the decade there, I faced a few issues, like a lot of people do, but they sort of manifested into some pretty dark thoughts for me. And it takes a while, but I sort of spiralled into a bit of depression through, up to about 2004, 2005. And for me, it was when I lost my mum one year, and the next year my wife got the same cancer. And these things can easily build up on you. And I, being an alpha male, I didn't want to share that I was worried and scared, but I was really worried and scared. And I started going within myself. I wasn't the same person I was. Thankfully, people close to me realised that I was struggling and asked me the question, was I okay? I kept saying, yeah, I was okay, but they kept asking, and eventually I said, no, I am actually struggling. I'm pretty dark. And from there, that was the start of getting out of that pretty horrid spot. And when I got my platform on TV to share what I believe is a good thing, I knew that Are You OK Day and Are You OK, the message, was what I wanted to share.
So how were you able, I mean, like you said there, Barry, I mean, everybody goes through tough times. How were you able to get out of yours?
Yeah, it was that simple, Pete. You don't wake up with depression or stress. You sort of drift into it. And you start to think, or in my case, I started to think everybody was wrong. I actually started to think people would be better off if I wasn't around, and I couldn't see a future for myself. And you've got to understand, on the outside, I'm a very confident, very successful man, but inside, very, very dark. So, like I said, good friends and people that realised and trusted their gut that they knew my signs weren't right, they kept asking, Baz, are you sure you're okay? And eventually, because I realised they cared, or I realised just talking started to help me. And it was that simple, Pete, Laura. If you ask the question, we know it can change someone's attitude and possibly their life.
Barry, having been through it, are you able to spot warning signs in other people?
You know, for sure, being through it, I sort of look out for the signs, but we can all do that and there's a couple of telltales as well. If someone loses a job or break up in a relationship or something, and then they start saying, I can't really see a future, or I'm just not the person I used to be. Or also they could start to not have that same personal hygiene that they may have been so proud of. You know, I mean, if someone's been a snappy dresser every day of their life, and then all of a sudden you see that they're talking about the gas bill and the power bill, and they're not wearing the same sort of clothing, you might just think, wow, there's definitely been a change there. I'm gonna trust that it's okay to ask that person, are they doing okay? And that's what we've found really, really helps.
Barry, are you okay?
I'm going great. I'm here in beautiful Melbourne. I'm spreading the word of Are You OK Day all over Australia today, so I'm going about as good as I can go.
That's fantastic. Well, congratulations on being okay. It's important to be okay, and also important for people to realise if they're not okay, then there's a way out, right?
That's right. And we're a village, we're a community. We can all talk, and that's what we do best, and that's how our community thrives, if we're all happy to discuss issues that we've got, and it'll just lessen the burden.